Anyway, that's when Campaign 3 comes into play. Campaign 3, if I'm not mistaken, is the earliest point in our campaign other than the LARPing campaign. I think it goes like 10-3-1 in terms of order. And then after 1 would be like 8, and then after that point it really stops mattering. So, essentially, Campaign 3 is Beast Tamers HD. I should really mention the names, but this is the only one where it really matters, and it revolves around the show Beast Tamers, because apparently there are televisions in the World Realms, and this was essentially a campaign where 4 very weakling humans with 4 rather powerful monsters, powerful beasts, Beast Tamers, get it, are essentially kidnapped from their livelihoods, and they're thrown into a game show type realm where they have to essentially compete in order to survive. And there's supposed to be a lot of death going on, but we managed to avoid all the death through a lot of horseshit shenanigans and arguing and complaining. So that was good. Our characters were Raven, Rayjack, who was a snide douchebag, and definitely the weakest Rayjack by far. He was a bard. He was pretty lame, but he was funny because he constantly made snappy remarks. There was Margaret 2 from Jaden, yet another pork called Margaret 2, had similar characteristics except without being ageless, had a very violent blood snake. I should also mention the pets. He had a blood snake that was insane. I had a ramster that was blind. Zuper had a drunk pirate by the name of Diego Hornswoggler, I think. Was that? No, that wasn't Diego. Was that Diego Hornswoggler? It might have been. I'm probably getting the names wrong again. I'll have it edited in. And I forget actually what his pet was. I don't think it was anything that important. And then we had Play with Fire Guy 2. He was character 4. The first time we haven't had Wolf create a character. And Play with Fire Guy 4 had a fire elemental as his pet. And essentially he spent the entire campaign trying to light the forest on fire. And the show's producers eventually killed him. So he was like the first character that, well, no, actually he was the second character that officially died. Wolfie McWolferson technically died, though his soul got transferred into a poppet, and I believe the poppet died. It was very weird. Wolf's characters have always had weird arcs, so that was a thing. And essentially what our characters did was they went through the forest, they beat up some elephants, they got destroyed by a griffin thing. It was like a hawk. Yeah, I don't want to say it was a griffin. Then, before they run into this ultimate death doom dragon, they run into a monkeyfish. Jaden's stupidity is able to tame the monkeyfish, and we all are able to ride down the river and escape the hell that was that show, except for Jaden's blood snake did not make it, and neither did Play with Fire Guy or his elemental, who both got kidnapped. Well, the fire elemental got taken, and Play with Fire Guy 2, I believe, jumped in the river and killed himself, drowned himself, something like that. And the rest of us were able to escape. Me and Jaden shoved ourselves inside the monkeyfish's ass, and Zuper just swam to a boat that was literally right there from the very beginning of the campaign. Zuper actually planned it where he had the boat at the very beginning of the campaign the entire time, and if we had just known that the boat was there, we could have just left immediately. But it was okay. We had an experience, and a very lame experience, but it was an experience nonetheless.